this thing comes to me and it started talking to me. It told me that it will give me 1,000 women straight up. You know, I was like, for what? Like, what do you mean? And it was like kind of talking to me and telling me like, you know what you have to do. And I'm like, what do you mean what you have to do? And it kind of like telepathically said that my brother and my mother are gonna go.
Well, Jeff, I would love to hear your testimony. Jump right in.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay, well, I should start off. I actually have a really long story. It's just a lot of things been happening since my whole life.
What kind of things did you experience? Did you experience like supernatural encounters with demons, angels, Jesus? Which one is it?
Pretty much all of the above. Like even aliens.
Whoa, okay.
Because when I was young, pretty much nothing happened until I moved into an apartment because my stepdad was a maintenance guy for these apartments, so they gave him a free apartment to stay. And,
but it wasn't completely free, right? It came with some demons.
Yeah, he had to work. Yeah, I guess so. You're right about that. Yeah, you're in the right track. But yeah, pretty much when we got to that apartment, nothing used to happen to me. I was 5 years old, I think, at that time. And I barely begun school, I'm guessing. But I just felt some weird vibe out of that room that my mom gave me. She pretty much gave me the room closest to the street. And I think she felt a weird vibe out of that room too. So we all did, but I was forced to stay there and sleep there by myself. And my little brother, he stay there, so he'll sleep with my mom and my dad. And just minutes from that, things just not minutes, but days from that, I wouldn't be able to sleep, so I'll cover my face. Every night I couldn't sleep, so I'll be sweating every night, and like probably by 1 or 2 I'll be asleep. So it was just weird stuff like that, like in the beginning, and then something started attacking me at night. So I wouldn't see him, but like something would start choking me in the middle of the night. And my little brother said he saw it. He saw something choking me one time. And, you know, my mom would just brush it out. I think she knew something was going on, and I'll tell you about it later. But I had a dream one time. This is like the first time I ever had a nightmare. And there is this guy with a cut up face. He had like slashes in his face. Like somebody grabbed a knife and cut him horizontally through his face, all over his face. And he was just laughing at me and pointing at me. And I woke up, I forced myself to wake up. And then I'll be so sleepy, I'll go back to sleep, and then he'll be there again. So I'll run to my mom, and my mom will she'll laugh at me. She'll be like, "Oh, did you see the devil?" Or, you know what I mean? And I was young, man. I was like a little kid. And then I guess my mom started feeling stuff, and she will go to the, all right, well, let me go back. Well, in that neighborhood, my brother, I had a big brother that got killed.
Whoa.
In Christmas Eve. He got killed. Yeah, he got killed in Christmas Eve across the street from those apartments. So like there's like this little club there, and him and my sister were there, and some dudes tried to grab my sister, and he got in a fight, and when he went outside, they killed him.
Whoa.
So that was our, and like a lot of different situations happened at that club. So I think it's just, that whole neighborhood had a bad aura during those times, and
some overflow of spirits, right?
Yeah, it was exactly that, because my brother-in-law, he would tell me, he was like really religious. He would tell me like, "Hey man, like that whole neighborhood has a bad aura. Like there's nothing but demons in there." So yeah, I started seeing this, but let's go back. So that dude with the cut up face, right? My mom started buying. She would go to the local witch place.
Oh boy!
I don't know how you say it in Spanish. Son bendiciones, like white magic type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she started putting like these rocks in my pillow, and I'm telling you right now, it got worse. Like the whole thing got worse. Like I started hearing scratches now, like long nails in my window. huge scratches in my window, and she started putting like blood on the walls with a cross. She used to make a cross. Like, I'm telling you all this, and
Whose blood was it?
I don't know what blood she'll get this from, but it was red, and she'll put it on the walls like a cross, like all over the walls, and like you couldn't see it, but then you can kind of see it. So, but she wouldn't say nothing, and during that time, I was also getting possessed. So I will wake up, and my aunt will be praying over me. Like, and I'll be like, what's going on, right? I'll be like, I will black out, and they'll be praying over me. So I was getting choked, I was getting possessed, all these things when I was young.
Wow. All because you chose that room. I guess you didn't even choose it. It was given to you.
Yeah, well, yeah, my mom didn't want that room. Nobody wanted that. My little brother, it took him, because, you know, my stepdad was working there in those apartments. It took him years. He was already like 12 when he decided to come, like, stay with me in the room. Like, it took him years, I'm telling you. So, like, but that room was so weird because there was always a plumbing, because it was downstairs from another apartment. There was always, in the same very spot, there is a plumbing issue every month. Like, they had to come fix it. So they'll like cut the drywall, go in there, and I think that was just a fluctuation of like the spiritual realm. Like, something happened there, and it causes the pipes to like shift. It's because I've seen like
Jeff,
ghost hunters.
You know what's interesting? Yeah. Wow, I got chills just thinking about this. The house that I live in currently was owned by a witch, and I'm sure she was doing all kinds of witchcraft stuff in here. But when she moved out, all the plumbing, everything just burst. I guess it flooded the whole house. Yeah, they had to gut the whole house out.
Yes, sir. Because it changes the aura, and like it's like an unbalanced thing. Like the whole is just unbalanced, and the pipes, since they're symmetrical, you know, they'll like unbalance, and they'll just mess up. So there's a lot of plumbing, and like I found this out through ghost hunters, because they were plumbers. And like at night they would do ghost hunting, so like they knew about stuff like that, like that the plumbings will mess up. Just things in the house is just always mess up. That's because it's haunted. But oh yeah, so all right, so me growing up, I would like I had a friend that came by, and he started like I'm still a kid, and I like to play outside, and I wasn't really into music. You know what I mean? I wasn't into music. I was still a kid. And I had a friend. He's like, hey, man, have you ever heard of Tupac and, like, all these rappers, right? Like Snoop Dogg. And I'm like, I don't know about none of that, bro. Like, I'm not into that. And this is the first day he came into my apartment. And because his mom, I guess she had to do something, so she was going to pick him up in my apartment later. And he's telling me about all his music, and guess what? My mom, that same day, my mom works at a hotel, so she does housekeeping. Mm-hmm. And she comes and she brings a CD case full of all the music he was talking about.
Whoa.
And she hands it to me, and she's like, here, like, I found this. And then he's like, he opens it up. He's like, oh my God, dude, it's Tupac. Every rapper he mentioned was in that CD case.
What do you make of that?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Like it gets weirder. So I'm like, man. So I start getting into music from there, right? I started, like, I'm a kid. I'm getting into rap music, and I started becoming rebellious. Like, and not only that, like I will get like a lot of bad aura at school. Like, just people will like blame me for stuff. I will be getting jumped. Like, I'll be fighting. Teachers, they would blame stuff on me, like, and it wouldn't be me. I was just getting picked at. That's pretty much the whole. And then I was listening to rebellious music at the same time, this rap music. And then I went to darker music. So I don't know how I started listening to metal, but I started listening to metal eventually. And I started getting dark and like just listening to metal music, and I would start practicing music. I would start playing music, piano and guitar. And one time, you know, this is already my little brother's already staying in my room. And my little brother's tossing and turning in his bed. He's got his bed next to mine. And this thing comes to me, and I could feel him. It's like this. It was like this bad aura, right? And it started talking to me, and it had a raspy voice, like a real raspy voice. Like it sounded like a ghoul.
Was it in your head, or was everybody in the room?
No, it was by me. It was like by me, and my brother could feel him too. He couldn't sleep, and he's like tossing and turning, and it blurred my eye vision too. There's another thing that they blur your eye vision. Like it's so weird. Like their power is overwhelming, and it told me that it will give me 1,000 women. Straight up, that's exactly what it told me. It said I can give you 1,000 women. And I was like, for what? Like, what do you mean? And it was like kind of talking to me and telling me like, you know what you have to do. And I'm like, what do you mean what you have to do? And it kind of like, it kind of telepathically said that my brother and my mother are going to go.
What do you mean?
That's what it told, like, they're going to go, like they're going to die.
Whoa.
And like now, that was they wanted me to sell my soul.
But why at the expense of your brother and your mother?
Because that's the cost. I think that was like to show allegiance, but I wasn't going to kill them. It's just, it happens like that. Like they'll take away your family. Something will happen to your brother. Something will happen to your mother. Like accidental stuff.
So Jeff, it's kind of like you hear in the Hollywood all the time. I think Kanye West was talking about his mother. True. So it's true.
Yeah, all that's true. Like they'll tell you somebody's got to go in your family. It's kind of, I think it's to show allegiance or to show that you're willing to go the whole way with
that. And there's almost like a sacrifice, right? A trade-off.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice too, and it's also like killing your humanity also, like what your love, who you are.
Okay, so you hear that, it tells you, look. It's interesting, 1,000 women, you know.
Oh yeah, that's funny that you say that, because there is a rapper, his name is Blueface, right? And they told him how many women have he slept with, and he said 1,000. And it's just crazy, because I started thinking about that deal that the demon told me about. And it's weird, and I think he said 1,000 women. I think the reason why he said that is because he knew I was alone. And I probably was longing for love or something.
How old were you?
I was about 16, 15, 14, around there.
So it was recruiting you.
Yeah, it was like grooming me. It started off with the music, and then I'm going to keep going. So I met my wife when I was 16. So she's the one that started talking to me about the Bible. She's a Jehovah's Witness. But what she was, I don't know if she is now. I'm divorced now. But I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but like I started studying the Bible and all that with them, and I still was playing music. And a friend, but I didn't take the deal. I was just like, man, get away from me. I told the ghoul, like, get away from me.
So when they spoke to you, you just said, hey, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. And then
get away from me. Yeah, get away from me. And it ended. And I've never told my brother this. I never told my mother this. I've only told my girlfriend now, my current girlfriend, about this, because it's messed up, man. Like,
what would happen if you said yes? I wonder what would happen. So like instantly you'd have this music contract?
Eventually they would have died, because I've saw a testimony with this one guy. He's a soccer player in Africa, and he got a deal too. And for him to become famous, become a soccer player, and he did it. And eventually he lost his brother. He lost his, and that was the deal that it was. So eventually they died from unknown causes.
What a deal! What a deal, right?
Yeah. So they'll do that. Like, you'll lose your family. And then like there's another lady that said the same thing. She said that she was desperate for money at the time, and she was a single mother, and I guess one of her friends told her about witchcraft and all that, and she did like a ritual and nothing happened. But then she had a dream that the demon came to her and like touched her in her head, and she saw visions of like the future of like all the people that were going to die in her future, of her loved ones, and they died. So she came out with that testimony.
This is not games, right? This is serious stuff. But it's interesting how these demons, right, that they find vulnerable people that are young, people that are desperate.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what they do. And this is a warning to all the young kids and to the parents, because they don't know what their kids are, what's going on. And these spirits, they try to attack the kids first because they're the weakest, you know?
So what happens then? So you have that experience. Talk me through the next experience.
So I had a friend. So basically, my ex-wife, she was talking to me about the Bible. I would pray. I still was doubting it. I mean, I had it rough with the Bible in the beginning, because I would throw the Bible and be like, it's either me or the Bible. So I was kind of messed up, you know what I mean? Like, and during that time when I was, and there would be times I will tell you. Okay, I had a friend. He was trying to make me play black metal. I was kind of into like the deathcore type of stuff, but he wanted to play the darker stuff, and he would wear Baphomet shirts and stuff like that. And I was his bass player. I play guitar, but I played with him all the time. And one time we were outside and we were drinking beer, and this spirit comes from the middle of this is broad daylight. And it looks like mist. It looks straight up like mist, and it comes down, and it blurs my vision, and and my ears pop. So that's how you know that there's a fluctuation in like the spirit. Like your ears will pop. That's how you know like there's an encounter with like some sort of spirit. And he like told me quickly, like, hey man, you need to leave. You know what I mean? And I left. I was scared, dude. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, dude, this guy is meddling with demons. And I'm like, I stayed away from him after that. Like, I seen him again, but he looked at me all messed up. Like, but another time I was playing guitar at school with one of my other friends, playing piano, and I'm already like into like getting into like They Sold Their Soul for Rock and Roll. I don't know if you ever seen that series.
Yes, I did. This was like early 2000s. Somebody made these videos.
Yeah, so I started like getting into that because it's real, you know what I mean? And I started like researching all this stuff.
Yeah, if you play certain songs backwards, there's hidden meanings.
Yes,
and all
sir.
That. Like Stairways to Heaven, I think I saw that one video where if you play it backwards, it says like some kind of.
So I seen the one with the doors. You know when Jim Morrison, he will like get possessed by different spirits. Oh, you need to check that episode out. It's the one with Jim Morrison. But all right, so I was in school and I was playing guitar, and something possessed me, man. And I started playing guitar like, whoa. And like I was feeling it. I'm like, whoa, man. And then my friend is like, whoa, where did that come from? Like everybody was like shocked, right? And I'm like, dude, I don't know where it came from, bro. Something just took over me. And they were like, what, right? And then I'm like, dude. And then I showed them the video of the Doors of that They Sold Their Soul for Rock and Roll. I'm like, look, because the piano guy from the Doors, he'll get possessed too. So the piano guy will get possessed, and his fingers will just start touching the keys. And he wouldn't know what he's playing, and so he'll say that something will take over him. The same stuff that would take over Jim Morrison will take over him. So I'm like, I showed them that. I'm like, look, dude, like this is real. And they're like, oh man, they started getting scared. The lights turned off in the school. All the lights turned off, and then they all get scared, and they're like, bro, the lights are not supposed to turn off. And I'm like, man, I told you, dude, these spirits are real. Like, so. That was another incident where I had a lot of witnesses. Well, from that, man, that's just my youth. I got one before my ex-wife. All right, before my ex-wife, I had a girlfriend, and I lost my virginity to her. And she was older than me, and she got an abortion. And I think I was 16. I was 16 when that happened, and I started having. I've never had vivid dreams like this. Like I'll have a nightmare but I've never had vivid dreams, and I still haven't had a vivid dream like that for a while. It's been like years, but I had 2 vivid dreams that stuck out to me. Like, would you like to hear them?
Please do. Yes.
All right. So during the abortion, when the abortion happened, I started having these vivid dreams, and one dream was Man, I met like a fallen angel. He wasn't like the guy with the cut up face. I feel like the guy that had the cut up face, I feel like he's like a dead person that became a demon or something, because demons are way different. Like this demon is the demon I saw. He was a fallen angel. He's tall. Like he's about, man, like really tall, bro. Like his hands are huge. He's got long fingernails, pointy black fingernails, trench coat. It's funny because a lot of people speak about the Hat Man.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh yeah.
That's him. That's him. So he has a hat. It's like like one of those hats.
What's up with that hat? Why I don't get the hat. Why is he wearing it?
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you more about it because I've researched the Hat Man a lot because I saw him in a dream. This is before I heard about the Hat Man, and I'm like, whoa! So people are seeing this guy, all right? So he's got a pointy nose and he's got like these little glasses. I don't know if you ever seen the Bone Thugs the Crossroads, that music video? There's a guy with a trench coat with the little glasses and the hat.
I don't think I have.
And he will meet you in the crossroads. And the video, it shows the video. So like I was thinking that that was him. He's the angel of death, right?
Ooh.
That's what I would call him, the angel of death. But let's go back to the dream. There was a little girl also, and she was pulling my hand to go with him. There was a little girl with a red dress. So I was inside of a giant building, and outside it was raining. It looked like New York, man. And it was raining a lot. And we're going outside through the door, and I'm like pulling out an umbrella because it's raining. And he tells me, you don't need that. You don't need an umbrella. And he builds like this force field around us. And you can see the water hitting the force field. So I wasn't getting wet. And they start walking me down through the street, and it's raining hard. There's nobody out in the street. There's no cars. And there's a station. There's like a train station in the distance, and there's lights, and there's like a gazebo looking thing down. So they take me there, and then they disappear, and I see crowds of people, and these people are standing, and they're like zombies, and they're looking at a TV screen, like a giant TV screen, and everybody's looking at it, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here, right? And they're not moving. They're just stuck. And so I go further and I walk down and I see little kids this time. So the other crowd was adults, and this other crowd is little kids. And the little kids are like looking at another screen, but the screen was like video games. And I touch one of the kids, and the kid dies. Like I touch him in the shoulder, like, hey, what's going on? And then the kid just falls and dies. And he falls in my arms, and I'm like, I freaking like wake up, like, man, like sad, and I'm like, dude, what the hell does that dream mean, man? Like, and well, I can tell you what I think it means now. You want to
tell me?
I think I think that's the future, man. I think like the world's coming to an end, and everybody's stuck, like, you know, like zombies looking at screens, and it's raining like cats and dogs around them, and they're not paying attention. Like the world is flooding. It's just like Noah. Like the world is flooding, and people aren't paying attention, and they're like dead inside, pretty much. That's what I think that dream means. Or it could be also the Neuralink. People are gonna put that Neuralink, and they're gonna be stuck.
And the kids are pretty much glued to video games, almost like. Yeah,
and they're gonna die for that, I feel.
Almost like a trance, right? They're just connected to this video game.
They were stuck, and as soon as I touched the kid, he died.
Interesting. Like you said you had another dream, right?
Oh no! So I'm gonna go back to that guy. So I think I used to call him the Angel of Death, but I think he is the Rain Man. So have you heard of the Rain Man? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Rain Man. A lot of artists call upon the Rain Man to give him music. So like Jay-Z, Eminem, all these guys. They call on the Rain Man to give him music. So I think that guy's the Rain Man. I think that's the guy who will possess you, give you music and all that. That's what I think. Well, one of the ones, but and what's so funny is that I don't know if you heard of Radiohead.
Oh yeah, from England, right?
I used to listen to Radiohead in those days too. So like Tom York has his own album, and in front of the album it shows it's called Tom York the Eraser. You need to check it out. It shows a guy in a coat with the long nails and the hat.
Ah.
And he's throwing water towards the city, and he's drowning the city with water. And it spooked me, man. When I saw it, I was like, "What? Oh my god!" So everybody, they're seeing the same things I'm seeing.
Yeah, well,
or I don't know if
with Tom York or whatever his name is from Radiohead, like if you look at him, he looks like he's just never sober. He's always high.
Yeah. So so I think, yeah, they've seen this, or maybe through the music, maybe this music carries that spirit, and we're able to see the spirit that he's, you know what I'm saying?
They're all tapping into the same kind of environment, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
They're in the same
and
level.
and if you're listening to their music, you're tapping into their environment. You're going into their, you know what I'm saying?
Same frequency.
That's what I think. That's what I think is going on. And all right, so let's go to the other dream. The other vivid dream I had during that time, man, this one's the scariest one. I hate this dream. Pretty much, I was like in a dystopian type of place, and there was a lot of things going on, but I don't know what I was doing, but it was like older me. I was my older self. I was like, it was me, but it was, man, this guy was better than me. Like, I'm still not to that level, you know, but this guy, which is me, is walking through the forest, and I look down to a valley, and there's people, man, and they're dressed in rags. They're all in rags. There's black, white, all races, and they're all in the line, and they're all chained up, and none of them have shoes, and they're all like walking in mud. And at the end of the line, it was like I seen old ladies, man, and they were all races, and like they were suffering, and they were being dragged, like being dragged. And I started crying, man. Like, it's weird because in my dream, I wasn't crying. The character in the dream was crying. Me. Like, it was like my spirit crying. I don't know how to explain it. But my spirit started weeping in a dream. Like, it started like, like that. It just started weeping when I saw the old people. And I look up, and there's this flying saucer looking thing. It's like a cargo, like a cargo train looking thing, but it's hovering. And there's a giant, man. There's a giant on top of the cargo thing with a turret gun. And I looked at his face. His face is so demonic, evil, man. His eyes are blacked out, and he had like this vicious smile on him. And yeah, I wake up. That was one of the worst dreams I've seen, man.
What do you make of that dream?
I think that's the future, or that's probably the time when the Nephilims were out. And oh yeah, and another thing about that dream, they were grabbing all the women and taking them, and all the children all the women that were fertile, and all the children, they will take them away. So in that line, it was all nothing but grown men and older people, old ladies that weren't fertile. So they were taking all the women, the giants, and I think that they were mating with the women and making more giants. I don't know, but they were forcing us not to. We couldn't mate with them anymore. They will take the women from us. And I saw this giant's face, man, and it was so real. I was like, wow, dude. So that was when I was still a kid, you know?
Mm. Well, I'm curious, at what point, so you're pretty much demon possessed there for a while, right? So you had all these supernatural encounters, not with anything great, right? Not anything you would want to see at night. But at what point do you have this conversion, kind of come to Jesus moment?
Well, it happened with my wife, like I told you. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a huge believer in Jesus. Like, I have faith, man. And I'll tell you a miracle that happened to me. I don't know if it's a miracle. I don't know what happened, but I'll get to that. But I've had preachers tell me, man, that the devil don't want to let me go like that. Like, they feel something about me. I've been struggling, dude. Like, I'm trying to get baptized now. I'm trying to do everything I can, man. I'm 40 years old now, and
Oh, definitely get baptized. You'll see so much
I
freedom.
read the Bible. I pray every day. It's just I'm like, I don't know if I'm trying to look for a religion or what is it, but like I really need to get baptized.
Absolutely. I recommend everyone getting baptized. But I'm curious, have you had any supernatural encounters with angels or Jesus?
Okay, so I'm gonna go to that. Well, I've had, when I was doing constant prayer and on the Bible, man, I had a weird. I looked outside and I saw white, clean drapes one time, and I'm like, wow, I felt like it was an angel coming into my house. So, and I seen the end of it. But I'll tell you, when I was 20 years old, right, I was still living in the same apartment, and that neighborhood is so weird because in that same neighborhood, there was a thing that happened where there was a stain on the floor. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Like an ice cream stain that formed the Virgin Mary. It was all over the news. It went like nationwide. I don't know if you ever heard about this.
I don't think so. But I live under a rock. I'm so disconnected
Oh,
from it.
okay. So, like, it was a big deal because there is like this ice cream stain. Somebody threw ice cream on the floor, and the floor made a Virgin Mary. And I went to go look at it too, and then I didn't see anything. I didn't really see it. But people were getting into fights. Like, even the news was there because people were saying it's bull, and then it would start getting into brawls right there. It was all over the news. But what's so weird, right? I went. I was coming from work one time from a warehouse. This is like the first car I ever had, and I parked, right, and it's like it's probably like 10 at night. Something told me to look up, so I look up, and I'm still in my car, and I'm thinking I'm listening to a song. I wanted to finish hearing a song, and I'm looking up, and I see water, like a blob of water, and it's like in front of the light post, and the light's behind the blob of water, so you can see the light kind of like going through the blob of water, and next thing you know, these drapes, like this drape goes over the water, and it's a yellow and blue. It's like yellow, half blue, and then the water forms a shape of a woman, and the woman has her skin is made out of snow. Like, her skin sparkles like snow. And it looks like Virgin Mary. And she looks straight into my eyes, and I freak out, and I get out of the car, man. I run out. And I go straight to my room, and I forget about it for a week. I tell my mom about it a week later, and she's like, oh, that's Virgin Mary saying that you're not living your life right. And just saying that. Saying stuff like that, but I really thought from what she was telling me and I've researched this too. I researched sightings of Virgin Mary and all that. But to me, it felt like she was telling me that you're gonna go through a lot in your life, and I feel bad for you, and like, you just gotta know that we're here. And that's what I felt out of the dream. And straight up, but from like people that have seen the Virgin Mary, it means kind of the same thing. They say that they're going through a lot of stuff, and they're gonna die. They're probably gonna die, but she's letting them know that she can only help them after death. So not to worry that this is just for this life, and after death, that things will happen good for them. So that's what I heard about the Virgin Mary sighting. And also, Virgin Mary goes to innocent people. They go to the innocent kids. Like, because some kids saw the Virgin Mary and they were innocent, and the Virgin Mary gave them like some miracle thing. And in Mexico, this happened. But yeah, that's one sighting. And she freaked me out. I'm telling you, man, I was freaked out. She looked straight into my eyes. I ran out. That's kind of like the first time I ever really seen an apparition. I haven't really seen shadows. I started seeing shadows later on when I was already married and we moved to a haunted house in Corpus.
Yeah, I was choked by one of those shadows. Didn't feel good.
Yeah, so I wouldn't see shadows when I was young. I would just have nightmares and just the scratches and all that weird stuff. But later on in life, that's when I really started seeing these things in physical form. Like, I'm telling you, I got a long story. It's too much, man. Like, I got too much.
Yeah, speaking of time, I got to run another phone call. But before you go, I think you said something in the beginning, something about seeing aliens. What was that all about?
Oh, all right. So, man, this is way in the future. This is like probably, man, I need to tell you more. See,
how about this? We'll keep this conversation going. I truly believe that they're demons, but
yeah, they are demons. But I'm gonna tell you that look, they're fooling people that they're aliens.
That's what I think. Massive deception will happen. Man, so much is gonna unfold. It's unbelievable. But Jeff, I got to run.
So I want to tell you. I want to tell you one thing before I go. When I was young, I forgot to tell you about this. So one day in that room, I woke up and I'm like, man, things are gonna explode. Like I just felt dread. I felt like an explosion, right? And my mom's like waking me up to go to school, right? And I told my mom, man, I ain't going nowhere, Mom. Like things are gonna blow up. I promise. This is what I told her.
Are you talking about like invasion, like physical explosions?
I don't know. That's what was coming out of my mouth. And my mom took my little brother to school, and she will leave the TV on. She'll have the TV, like it's called Despierta America. It's in Spanish, like a Spanish news. Every morning they play. It's called Despierta America, and it's on. So like my mom leaves, and then I don't know what happened, but I started hearing like, oh, there's an explosion, blah blah blah. And guess what it was? I was watching it live, as a matter of fact. 9/11, man.
Oh wow!
One of the planes, when I'm straight up, when my mom left, and like the news is still on, they show the second plane hitting the second building. So I saw it live. I'm telling you. And then my friends, they were like, dude, you didn't go to school either. Like, and I told them, bro, that I woke up like that.
Wow.
Saying those things, and then that happened. Yeah.
Well, Jeff, sounds like we'll have to do a part 2. But I remember 9/11 pretty well. I just moved to the United States at that time. I think I was just 1 year in. Didn't speak the language. Was very confused what was happening. It wasn't until I got home when I found out about all this stuff. But hey, Jeff, we'll stay in touch.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for scheduling the phone call. Thank you for sharing. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, can you do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel? And also want to invite you to join our free private community with thousands of members at godsvoicefamily.com. And lastly, if you thought this testimony was powerful, wait until you check out what I have for you next. It should be on the screen right now. Go ahead, click on that video, and I'll see you there.